So, you're new to America, and you've probably figured out pretty quickly that buying a car is one of the first and biggest hurdles you're going to face. It can feel like a total maze of paperwork, weird credit score rules, and a ton of hidden risks. But don't worry, today we're going to give you the roadmap to get through it all. Let's dive in.
First off, why is a car such a big deal here? Well, look at this number. In a huge part of the US, the closest grocery store is about a mile away. I mean, that's a seriously long walk just to grab some bread, right? And that little fact tells you everything you need to know. A car here isn't a luxury. It is absolutely essential.
Okay, to help you navigate all this, we've broken the whole process down into 5 key parts. We'll kick things off with why you really do need a car. Then we'll get into your 2 main options, buying from a private person versus a big dealership. After that, we'll tackle all the official paperwork, and we'll finish up with some killer tips and tricks to make your life a whole lot easier. Right, let's get into it. First things first. Unless you land in a city like New York or maybe Chicago, a car is not just a nice-to-have. It is literally your key to freedom. It's how you get to work, how you buy your food, it's how you live your life.
Honestly, this country is just so vast, and towns are really spread out. Everything is connected by these big, wide roads. And you'll figure this out on day one. Without your own set of wheels, your world can start to feel really, really small, really fast.
All right, so you need a car. You've basically got 2 paths you can go down. The first one is buying from a private seller. Now, you got to think of this as the high-risk, high-reward option. You can find some amazing deals, for sure, but you really have to know what you're looking for.
You can hop on sites like Craigslist and find cars for just a few $1,000s. But, and this is a big but, you have to be so careful. It's a world filled with potential scams and, well, some pretty weird surprises. I mean, one person we heard about literally found a pile of squirrel nuts hidden in the car's engine. The big takeaway here? You absolutely have to do your homework.
Okay, one of the biggest scams you need to watch out for is something called title jumping. Here's the deal. A seller buys a car, but they never bother to officially register it in their own name. Then, they turn around and try to sell it to you using the old owner's paperwork. It's just a sneaky way for them to dodge paying taxes, and it can leave you with a car that you can't even legally own. It's a huge problem.
So here's exactly how it goes down. The person selling you the car is basically a ghost in the whole transaction. When you take that paperwork to the DMV, the government office, they're going to look at the ID, look at the title, and the names won't match up. And just like that, you're stuck with a car that you legally can't register.
So how do you protect yourself from this? Just follow this simple checklist. Number 1, does the seller's ID physically match the name printed on the car's title? 2, check the car's vehicle identification number, the VIN, and make sure it's the exact same one on the title. And finally, and this is a big one, if a seller says no to letting a mechanic look at it or refuses to meet you at the DMV to finalize the deal, walk away. Seriously, that's a massive red flag.
Okay, on to option number 2, buying from a dealership. Now, this way is generally safer, it's more regulated, but it definitely comes with its own financial headaches, especially if you're new to the country.
The single biggest wall you're going to hit at a dealership is something called your credit score. If you don't have a U.S. credit history, which can take almost a year of paying bills on time to even start building, getting a loan for a car is going to be extremely difficult.
And believe me, that credit score matters a lot. A low score basically tells the bank you're a bigger risk, which means they'll charge you a much, much higher interest rate on your loan. But once you build that score up, the magic number is usually above 700, you'll get way better loan offers, and that can save you thousands of dollars over time.
So at the dealership, you'll hit that classic crossroads. Should you lease or buy? Leasing is kind of like a long-term rental. Your monthly payments are lower, but you never actually own the car. Buying means higher payments, but hey, at the end of it all, it's yours. Now, sometimes leasing can lead to a surprise win. We heard about one person who leased a car with a buyout price of $14,000. 3 years go by, the car market went crazy, and that same car was suddenly worth over 30 grand. They bought it out and made a huge profit.
And hey, get ready for some serious sticker shock. The price you see on the car's windshield is never the price you actually pay. A car that's advertised for $9,000 can easily become $11,000 once they add in sales tax, registration fees, and all the other dealership charges. Here's a pro tip. Always ask for the out-the-door price. That's the real final number.
Just a quick word of warning here.
Some, let's say, less than honest dealerships might reset a car's computer to hide a check engine light, so the light stays off for your test drive, but then a few miles down the road after you've signed all the papers, boom, it pops back on. If this happens to you, you have to be persistent. Go right back to that dealership and demand they fix it.
Okay, this is a term you absolutely need to know: gap insurance. So imagine you get into a big accident and your car is totaled. Your normal insurance will pay you what the car is worth today. But what if you still owe the bank more than that on your loan? You'd be stuck paying for a car you don't even have anymore. Gap insurance covers that difference, that gap. It is a lifesaver and you should definitely get it.
So, you've done it. You've picked your car, you've negotiated a price, and now it is time for the final step, making it all official. Yeah, this means dealing with some bureaucracy, but don't worry, we're going to make it super simple for you.
Now listen up, because this is probably the most critical piece of advice, and it's the exact opposite of how it works in a lot of other countries. In the US, you must get car insurance before you can register the car. Let me say that again. Insurance comes first. You can get a policy online in like 10 minutes. But if you show up to the DMV without proof of insurance, they will turn you right around at the door.
Okay, so when you do go to the DMV, make sure you have this packet of documents ready to go. You're going to need the vehicle title, which has to be signed over to you by the person who sold it. You'll need your brand new proof of insurance. You'll need your passport or some other form of ID. And, if you have one, your social security number.
All right, we have covered the A to Z process, but now it is time for a rapid-fire round of pro tips that are going to save you a ton of time, money, and stress.
This is a huge one we see all the time. You know, you're here visiting for a few months, and renting a car for that long is crazy expensive. It would be way cheaper to just buy one. So, the big question is, can you even do that?
And the answer is yes, you absolutely can. But you might have to fight for it. It's actually not uncommon for even the employees at the DMV to get this rule wrong and tell you it's impossible. We heard from one person who was told no, flat out, but they didn't give up. They stayed calm, asked for a supervisor, and guess what? They walked out with their car registration. The lesson here is to know your rights and be ready to stand up for yourself.
And finally, here is a brilliant little life hack for you. In a lot of states, you have to put a small sticker on your license plate every year to prove it's registered. And people steal these things all the time. So to stop this, after you stick it on your plate, just take a razor blade and gently score it in a crisscross pattern. This makes it impossible for a thief to peel it off in one piece. They'll just give up and move on. It works like a charm.
Look, there's no doubt that buying a car in the US is a complicated process. It's got its own weird rules and plenty of traps to fall into. But as we've walked through today, being informed and prepared is your absolute best defense. From spotting title jumping scams to knowing you need insurance before registration, you now have the roadmap. So really, the only question left is, are you ready to hit the road?